morning. You're on an angle. Welcome to VLOGMAS. Day 7. We are out and about this morning. I wanted a bit of a change of scenery. I'm just at our local summer moon. If you're from the Austin area, you definitely know what summer moon is. I have some computer work today, so I thought I would bring you guys along, answer today's listener question, and then I just have to do a client review. And this is a really cool thing that we do after a client has had a number of recovery cycles, or if they've come to us already cycling but are working through different issues with their cycle. After a certain amount of periods, we'll kind of look back at all of their charts, review how they all look and compare to each other, and create any like notes or recommendations based on that. And this is also really helpful for when clients are leaving and like moving on to do it themselves or something like that. It's actually a process that we're teaching inside of the holistic HA practitioner certification. So if that's something that you guys want to learn to do, or you think it might be cool to be able to do one of these for yourself, or do it in your practice as like a personal trainer or a healthcare professional of some kind, definitely consider our course. That's the hasociety.com/certification. The link is below. But anyway, so I'm doing that for a client. I've also got a new intake protocol. I've got 2 of them I need to do for some new clients. And then I have calls. I have a call at 10 a.m. So I'm going to bust all of that out before this happens. So let's dive into a question. I'm going to do both a email-based question and a Instagram DM today, or maybe I'll do a YouTube comment. Okay, here we go. So the first one is actually from Chelsea, and she said, I just listened to your pod about ovulation and HA. I was curious if you could do a podcast like this where you talk about increasing progesterone. And so I chose this one because I have had this question a bunch of times. I feel like anytime someone finally ovulates, or maybe they're waiting to get pregnant, they worry that they're not going to be able to there's not going to be enough progesterone, the pregnancy's not going to stick, or their luteal phase is going to be too short. And then they kind of ask, what can I do right now to improve it? And then also just in general, the vast majority of people's very first cycle is the parameters are just not going to be perfect, right? So we're always wondering, well, what can I do to increase progesterone, to improve luteal phases, or improve my chances of pregnancy, depending on your goal. And my answer is actually going to be, just go back and watch, any other video about improving anything else, getting your cycle back, improving your chances of ovulation. Because think about this. The corpus luteum, which is what is created in the luteal phase and is what disintegrates if you're not pregnant and you bleed, or it's what turns into the egg that implants and becomes a baby. That thing starts in the ovary. It starts as the follicle. It is essentially parts of the egg. So the egg and the corpus luteum are one and the same, meaning they're originating from the same place. So in general, the health of the egg is what's going to carry you through all parameters of the cycle. So worrying about, just estrogen or just progesterone in a vacuum is less helpful than just zooming out and doing everything you can to optimize all areas of your cycle. And the good news is, for the most part, they are the exact same thing. Like de-stressing, making sure you're fueled, making sure you're not over-exercising, making sure you're not hyped up on stimulants that are causing cortisol to rise a whole bunch. All of those fundamentals, they're going to carry you through to optimizing your follicular phase, and they're going to carry you through to optimizing your luteal phase and improving ovulation quality and improving egg quality and implantation. So I hope that helps, that all of those things are going to be helpful to you. So Chelsea, my bad, and I emailed back and forth one time. I asked for some clarity. And she said that you had mentioned that you have other episodes where you talk about ways to increase it. I've cut out all exercise and increased my calories. I'm just not seeing the signs of ovulation, and I think it's because I have low progesterone. Oh, okay. I only just read that. So again, you're on the right track, right? You're doing the things you need to do to improve ovulation, and it's not, I strongly believe it's not just because, oh, you need to go focus on progesterone, because I just don't think there's really such thing as one action you can take to resolve progesterone alone in a vacuum. So obviously, Chelsea, I don't know everything about your entire story. I don't know your history. I don't know anything about it. So I can't really say, but, and you're not asking me. You're just like, tell me what to do about low progesterone. So I'm just going to tell you this. You're on track, but you need to do more probably. Just consider how long you've been trying these things. How long have you actually cut out exercise? How long have you actually increased calories? And make sure it's a reasonable time frame, because I can't tell you how many times I've been like, oh, how long have you made those changes? And people have been like, oh, only a month or 2 months. And it's like, well, just give it a bit more time. But perhaps, like in my episode I posted yesterday, perhaps there's a ceiling, right? That you don't want to cross, and you want to find other ways besides doing the scary thing to like increase progesterone. So I hope that this helped. I hope that this made sense. And now let us read the question from, her username is just HA_recovery_. So cool. Hi, I have a question that keeps popping up in my head. Do I need to go back to my biggest weight? I always was overweight as a child. I weighed on my heaviest 80 kilos at 171 centimeters when I was 18 years old. I went down to 55 kilos for 2 years and then went back up. Now I'm 65 kilos and 28 years old, but still no period. I lost it now at 9 years. I read the book, No Period Now What, but I didn't find an answer. Do I need to go back to 80 kilos? Is that my set point weight? I don't think I can do that. I have a problem with gaining weight, but 80 kilos, that's just obesity. Yeah, okay. There's so much here. 80 kilos is not just obesity, but it's likely that the way you've gone about weight loss in the past has been too fast, has been too vigorous, has been too intense, and that's probably part of the issue. So I'm going to recommend that you consider just your approach to weight loss as part of why you've only been able to cycle at 80 kilos. Sorry, I just keep staring at the question and not staring at the camera. My bad. But I think that there's a lot of issues here around weight for you, just because, do I need to go back to my biggest weight? I was overweight as a child. I'm afraid to gain weight. 80 kilos is obesity. Like, this is extremely weight focused. And I can tell you're very interested in getting your cycle back, because your entire Instagram handle is HA_recovery. I don't have a solid answer for you. I don't know anything really more about you. But the likelihood is, if you are 65 kilos right now and you were once 80, maybe gaining a few kilos up to 70 or 75 is going to be reasonable for you. I've definitely been as high as like 78 kilos at 163 centimeters, I think. 5'4", and I was not obese. So that's a total story. Are you lean? No. Are you like a size 12 or 14 in some things? Sure. Like a large? Sure. Are you obese? Absolutely not. So that's a story, that's a fear. That's probably the problem. And holding back and restricting food is not going to bring our period back. It's what lost the period. So you probably do need to continue to gain some kind of weight, and whatever you're doing to stop yourself from getting to 80 kilos is probably the problem. I think it's unlikely that you have to be at 80 kilos to get your cycle back, but depending on the other factors of your life, including your genetics, but your stress levels, your busyness, how much you're exercising, your past metabolic health, your current metabolic health, those things are going to dictate that. the best thing for you to do right now is let your body take the wheel and stop trying to control it and just let whatever happens happens. Stop holding on to this number. I think one of the reasons you didn't find the answer to, do I need to weigh 80 kilos? The reason you didn't find that is because it's not, like, it's just not how it works, you know? Certainly there is some statistics of, like, certain people got their period back at X body weight, but I find that all to be really unhelpful. I think it causes people to focus on a number that's actually probably not accurate for them, right? It's only accurate for a part of the population. And I think when we focus on a number, right, like you have in your head a number, you have a bunch of numbers in your head. When I was 18 at this height, I weighed this, and then when I was at this age at this weight, this happened, and it's like there's too many metrics going on. I think like you're analyzing it super hard, and we need to step back, okay? If you find yourself analyzing it, which is super common, right? Now me compared to this person, I should be at this point, and this girl over here, she's similar to me in this way, and she runs this, and so I should be at this point with this weight, and on this timeline. Stop. This is control. This is not helping you. This needs to stop. Okay? I think at its core, that's it for you, madam. Just because I don't know your name, HA_recovery. You need to let go of this, this control piece. And you need to let your body do what it's going to do and deal with that fear. Okay. All right, guys. So that's today's vlog. Then I'm going to go home as well. I forgot to mention I'm also going to be making bread. So Mishi, who runs our Instagram, was like, you should definitely do a video on how you make your bread. So today I might start that tutorial. It's like, you know, there's 100 million videos out there about how to make sourdough bread, but I find that everyone thinks it's really scary, and it's really not. It's very, very, like, it's actually really easy. You just have to do it over the course of a day. But I found it's really, really flexible and, like, open to you making mistakes, which I think people don't realize. So I'm going to post, like, crazy easy how I do it. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. All right, guys, if you like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Like this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for VLOGMAS Day 8.